Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, California Weather Watch. Today is March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there. Right now we're taking a look at the infrared slash visible satellite imagery here, and you can see the sun rise and set and then rise again as we go through this morning across the west coast of North America. Take a look out across Pacific though. Look at all this cold air spilling across the Aleutian Islands into the Gulf of Alaska and the Pacific Ocean. This is eventually going to be the energy that brings a system towards California as we go through Saturday night into Sunday here, and then a stronger storm will develop and impact the state as we go through the early to mid-week coming up. So we'll take a look at that. We'll watch that as we go day by day. We'll also take a look at the extended forecast here. So it looks like it's going to remain cool across the state here as we go through the end of the March, potentially building up already on top of the record snowfall across a lot of the Sierra Nevada. Now, look at National Weather Service Sacramento, Monday through Wednesday, 4 to 5,000 foot snow level, lowering 3 to 4,000 feet. So you can see we're not dealing with those huge high snow levels in that sinister atmospheric river type conditions here, but you still could have some major impacts as we build some more snowfall up across the higher terrain as we go on in through later March. This is expected storm total rain here, Southern California. You can see the higher terrain there, and the Los Angeles metro getting a nice round here. We'll watch the system as we get closer. Some of these details are going to change, and some of the locations of the highest impacts will change as we get closer to this event. And this is, you probably don't need me to remind you, but there's a lot of damage out there from the recent storm. So have that in the back of your mind if you're out and about traveling, especially across the backcountry. And a lot of this is going to be uncovered, I suspect, as we start to melt this snowfall as we go in through later spring. So, yeah, kind of crazy out there. You can see the slide activity. This is probably a common scene across a lot of the state and the back roads. Now looking here, we've got last night's European run. If we put this into motion, you can see the system was in Saturday night into Sunday, impacting central Northern California there. Some decent mountain snows with that. Then a stronger system will develop here and impact mainly central and Southern California there. But it's going to, the snow levels aren't going to be very high with that system as well. So we're going to build up the mountain snows. And we're going to remain in this northwest flow, it looks like, through the extended forecast, continuing to bring these systems out of the northwest. Pretty chilly ones here across the region, all the way through the extended forecast. I mean, the European goes out 360 hours, and you can see signal after signal for some precipitation and some mountain snow all the way towards the end of March. Now we're looking at 100-meter wind speed. European last night, put this into motion. You'll see Saturday and Sunday system here. It's not that strong of a storm, to be honest. But the next one, as you can see, moving towards central and southern California, it's got a little bit of a punch with it. You can see some stronger winds impacting the region there. We'll watch that as we get closer to that and see which areas are going to get hit hardest. And then you can still see we've got this northwest flow with additional systems moving down as we go on in through the extended forecast. This is looking at integrated vapor transport. This is how we measure atmospheric rivers here. And if we put this into motion, you'll see we've got one coming with that system next week. It's not like what we just had, but it's something we need to watch, or it could cause some flooding concerns across central and southern California. We'll watch and see. This is going to get ironed out as we get a little bit closer to this event. But you can see it's not a bad atmospheric river here. Hopefully it's progressive and gets out of the area here, though, fairly quickly, so we don't get too many flooding concerns with that one. Now looking at last night's last night's GFS, a 06 run. Put it into motion. You see this energy eventually start to make its way into Northern California here with that first system. Then the stronger storm starts to arrive as we go through Monday, Tuesday, and you can see that trough open over the entire state here by the time we get to Wednesday morning. And then you'll see we got that northwest flow continuing to bring these lobes down across the region here, potentially impacting anywhere from the Pacific Northwest all the way down through California there. And keep going out in the GFS here. We're way off into fantasy land here, but just showing you the continued potential for some active weather on and through the end of March. Total snow 10-to-1 ratio, last night's European run. Let's put this into motion. And you can see some big snowfall potential here as we go on in through next week and following systems as we go on into the extended here. So we're just looking off into fantasy land at this point. As we get closer to these systems individually, we'll try to pinpoint some of those amounts better. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook backed off a little bit across the state of California here, and it does bullseye kind of the southwest there. This is the March 22nd through 26th period there. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, however, is pretty chilly here for the southwest, including California, through March 26th. This is a monthly temperature outlook for April. I don't know if I showed this yesterday, but anyway, I'm showing showing it now. This was issued yesterday, and it does keep much of the West Coast kind of in that below average signal shown there. But look at this, April 2023, kind of showing California and some of the Southwest below average signal there. Maybe a chance to dry out here and melt that snow, but not have any rainfall on top of it to exacerbate the flooding. We'll see how that goes. These forecasts aren't perfect. This is kind of looking at tea leaves out for the month of April. I showed this on my other video here this morning as well. This is sea surface temperature anomalies. Now you can see, watch this, there's La Nina was in charge here as we were going through February, but you see that warm water really building off the coast of South America and extending across the equatorial Pacific means La Nina is now dead. We are in neutral conditions, and we are very likely headed towards an El Nino coming up here. And yeah, we'll just continue to watch this over the next few months as we go through the summer and fall to become more apparent just how strong this El Nino will be and how it's going to affect the state of California as we go through the next season here, the next fall and winter season coming up. So we'll watch that as we go, but kind of an interesting look at just how fast things are warming up across the equatorial Pacific Ocean waters shown there. So anyway, yeah, you still have a day or two to prepare here before that next strong system starts to reach the California here. And again, we'll watch that. We'll try to pinpoint and nail down some of these expectations for wind, flooding potential, and just how much snow is going to fall. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day out there. Hope you guys are getting a chance to recover because we're going to get active again across the state of California. And yeah, so we'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.